Hi, my name is Shane Haubleib, and I have chosen to do my final report on tying up in horses, and this is my progress report. Exertional rhabdomosis, azitoria, chronic tying up, Monday morning disease. These are all names for the same thing, essentially. Tying up is the most common name for it, and it has quite a few variations, which unfortunately leads to a large amount of horse owners being misinformed about this disease. Tying up is a disease that causes the muscles in the horse to become extremely painful and results in severe muscle cramping. The cause of tying up can come from a number of different factors, which makes it extremely hard to explain, diagnose, and prevent. The reason this disease is so serious is because when it goes unnoticed by the horse owner, the horse could suffer from severe muscle damage and, if severe enough, even death. So, my preliminary research technically started a few weeks ago when my horse was tying up. So this is a picture of me with my veterinarian. I was like a lot of horse owners and had no clue what she was talking about when she said she was tying up, and so I took it on myself to conduct some research and kind of see what this is all about. And it was in that research that I found that it was a lot more complicated than I had originally thought, and that there was more than one type of tying up, and that is what led me to continue my research with this project, and because I knew that there was information out there. So an overview and background, pretty much there's two types of tying up, sporadic and chronic. And under the heading of chronic tying up, there's type 2 polysaccharide myopathy, and then there's type 1 and malignant hypothermia. So sporadic can happen to any horse from simply just overworking them, pretty much what we get when we work out really hard and we're really sore the next day. Chronic tying up is usually from a genetic defect. Those three different types of chronic tying up are from genetic defects, and that's going to be the best thing to focus on for my audience specifically, which I'll explain later why. Yeah, but getting my information was actually fairly easy because I work with a lot of veterinarians, and there's a lot of scholarly papers out there that I could look over. So the purpose of this report, oftentimes when horses suffer from this disease, regular non-medical horse owners have a hard time grasping what this disease is all about. The purpose of this report is to clear up those misconceptions about this awful disease and help horse owners distinguish between the various types of tying up and the causes and preventions. So, as I talked about it before, my audience is actually a small horse community called Central Coast Sorting, in which I'm a part of it, and we get together and sort cattle or do anything horse-cow related, branding, changing pastures, that sort of thing. We help each other out, and this community will be my audience because, unfortunately, quarter horses that are worked not on a regular basis but worked hard when they are worked are more prone to this disease, especially female quarter horses, which is a breed. So as for my completed work, I actually have a lot. I've gotten a lot done. I've finished my secondary research, my introduction and background, and as well as my conclusion. And but that doesn't mean that I am completely done, because for my remaining work, I still need to add some figures to help my audience understand what visually what's going on in these muscles when this is happening. I also want to add some charts about like how common it is with quarter horses versus, you know, race horses versus just your average pony that jumps. So I want to add charts and so people really can understand. I also need to simplify a report because knowing my audience, they're not going to sit down and read this report that's 7 pages. They're going to read a page, maybe 2. If I'm lucky, they'll read 3. So I want to make sure that's easy to comprehend and really simple. Unfortunately, due to hiccups in both my schedule and the veterinarians I was going to work with, I haven't conducted my interviews like I had thought I would have by now. So hopefully I'm going to be able to do that before this report's over, but who knows. And as for feedback and suggestions, I really hope that I can talk with the library at UK, the Writing Center, because I want someone to reread my report and tell me if it makes sense to a person without a medical background. Sometimes I get caught up in using horse medical words, and they're not always easy to follow. Since I work as a vet tech, so I do know a little bit of the medical words. But yeah, so that's how far I've gotten with my report so far, and I really hope that it'll all come together soon. So thanks.